and welcome. I am Zombie Kitty and welcome to another product review. Firstly, I promise this is going to be the last sort of FNAF video for a while, but this is an idea that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, to be honest, and I've never really found the time to get round to it. Merchandise! So, what is in here is fake FNAF Funko merchandise. Try saying that 3 times as fast. But I've been wanting to do, I've seen videos before of people doing fake merchandise and comparing it to the real thing, and I thought that'd be a really interesting idea. And I especially love, obviously I've got a lot of Funko FNAF figures and Funko Pops and that kind of thing, so I thought that'd be an idea. Why not do the fake merch and see how it looks in comparison to the real thing. So what is in here, I think, is the figures. So what I've ordered is the fake Funko figures and some of the mystery minis. Now the mystery minis, I do know what they are because the picture on the place that I bought it in had a picture of what the mystery minis would be, but with this one it had a whole load of stuff. It was, I think, a mix and match thing, but you get 5 or 6 figures in one package, but from what I remember they don't tell you what it is. So these are the little action figures, so I'm just going to take them out and we'll have a look. Okay, so firstly, I'm not doing very well for the environment because there's a lot of plastic here. Sorry, but they're all individually wrapped, which firstly I don't really like, but I guess I get why, because they have to be secure. The first one that jumps out at me is that I think these are all FNAF 4 figures. So from the packaging, you can't see that very well because the lighting's crap, but these are all FNAF 4 figurines. So let's look at which one's calling out to me the most. Ooh, let's look at this one. So firstly, oh my god, this is a lot bendier than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, how am I even going to stand you up? So, first one is Nightmare Marionette. So this is from Ultimate Custom Night. Also, this is from FNAF 4 the Halloween update. So when I did the Ultimate Custom Night video, I didn't know where this one and I think it was Jacko Chica, I didn't know where they came from. It's the Halloween update for FNAF 4. Oh, it smells very plasticky. You've been vacuum packed, mate. Okay, so firstly, it's very, very basic. This is quite flimsy, the legs are quite flimsy, I can't speak. I'm not really sure how I'm going to stand you up. Maybe I need to get, I don't think you do stand unless you stand on 4 legs. But yeah, quite flimsy, to be honest. The feel of it isn't very nice. It feels very stuff coming off it, even though nothing is. Especially the legs and the arms. So especially around where the paint is here, feels very sort of yeah, a bit like that. Ugh, there's something on here. Design wise though, I don't think it looks too bad. Again, apart from the flimsiness and the fact that I think the limbs are probably going to break off even if I just poke them. But even the face, it's not very well painted. However, it doesn't look too bad. You can tell who it is. The paint is just not very well done. But I think, another layer of paint, especially on the mouth, will probably do this guy some good. Or girl, sorry. You are a girl. But I don't think this one's actually too bad. I just don't know how I'm going to stand you up. But this was the Nightmare Marionette. Let's move on to another one. So this next one was one that kind of was calling to me, as it were. And that's because it's completely in pieces. So this is Funtime Foxy, apparently. Or is this Mangle? I don't know. There's a weird button on the back as well. I don't know what the button does. What does the button do? The button does not do anything. So yeah, there's a weird button on the back, but it doesn't seem to do anything. There's a thing in the front as well, just where my finger is. It looks like it's a light, but nothing's happening. So that's clearly broken. Okay, let's put you back together and then we'll have a look at you. So, once again, doesn't feel very nice on the fingers. I feel like stuff is coming off. But this one feels a lot cheaper compared to the previous figurine. The paint job also isn't that great, to be honest, and there's bits coming off from their ear, which I don't know if you can see that, but there's sort of bits and stuff, bits of plastic coming off on the ear, which isn't very good. And the paint job isn't too great. You can still tell who it is, but, well, I think you can still tell who it is. I wasn't really sure, but yeah, it's not super amazing, and it feels really cheap in comparison to the previous figure, which actually didn't feel too bad apart from the weird this feeling. But yeah, this is probably the weakest one at the moment. So once again, arriving in pieces is Nightmare Chica. Ta-da! So, I mean, I don't think she looks that bad. A little grubby, a bit too grubby on the face, but it's not anything that bad. Again, has the weird feeling, but it's not as bad as the previous figures. I think this is probably the most nicest in terms of like how it feels to hold the figurine. I have noticed that you don't have your cupcake and you need to be put back together. So let's just put you back together. So we have our first issue. With the figures, and I've reviewed some of the figures before, they all have these joints, and even these fake ones have these like joints, which you're supposed to be able to easily assemble the figures back together or mix and match them if you want to. And with Chica's arm here, this did not want to go back into place. I had to pretty much force it back into place. So that is the first issue that we have. She's got a weird switch on the back as well. Ooh! Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Okay, I apologise if I've just shined it right in the camera's light. I do apologise. That's not the right word, but shush. But, so she has a red light coming from her, like, chest. It's quite small, and I don't really know why they have lights. And Nightmare Marionette did not have this. I don't know why you've got this. It doesn't actually make sense. Again, I don't think it looks too bad. The little scrapes and gaps here, I think should have been painted in, but I guess because they're fake, I think the original versions do have like these little holes and gaps and stuff painted in. But of course this isn't official. I don't know what company made these. It was from an unnamed company, so unfortunately I can't say who it is, or maybe, actually no, unfortunately I can't say who this is, because I don't think so far, I don't think these are that bad. The worst one that I've got so far is the Funtime Foxy. But yeah, this one isn't actually too bad at the moment. A little bit too grubby looking, but yeah, not that bad. It's not super amazing, but it's not bad. Oh, you're all coming out into bits. Oh dear, what happened? What light do you have? Your light does not work. So far Chica, oh, your light does work, but only sometimes. Your light only works if you want it to. So Nightmare Chica at the moment is the only one whose light seems to be working. Bonnie is the next one I'm looking at. Bonnie once again feels a bit odd. The paint job is a bit hit and miss. It's a bit weird. Ooh, it feels very grubby around the eyes. I've just tried to wipe some, like, a bit of hair off, and it doesn't feel great on the fingers. It feels as if something, like someone's touched it with dirty fingers or something. It doesn't feel great, if I'm honest. I will put you back together, Bonnie, don't worry. The paint job's honestly fine, but not amazing. I think, again, if I ended up going over it with a paintbrush, I could probably do something with this. But again, you can tell it's Nightmare Bonnie. It doesn't feel too amazing on the fingers, but it's not the worst one so far. And once again, fit in. Once again, we're having problems fitting Bonnie back together. I'm literally having to force your arm back in because you clearly don't want it in. So yeah, literally had to force this one back in because it didn't want to know. So the joints aren't amazingly made, and even as I'm moving the arms around, they're very loose and flimsy. But let's go on to the ones that I'm actually the most interested in, which is Foxy and then Freddy. Oh, my room is starting to smell like cheap plastic. Oh, okay. Foxy, hi buddy. Something has gone a bit wrong here, hasn't it? Oh dear. Okay, so, where do I start with this one? Okay, so again, design-wise, it's fine. You can tell who it is. I don't really mind the paint job too badly, to be honest. Again, considering it's fake, there's obviously supposed to be parts that are filled in that aren't. And it also has like bits of plastic off its ear, which can probably be like cut off or adjusted or something. So I'm not really too bothered about that. Again, considering that I knowingly bought fake figures. So I don't think the quality is too bad, but where my problem is this is a very flimsy, yeah, very flimsy figure. Oh my god. You're not moving very well. Yeah, very flimsy figure. So specifically here, it's very loose. And even on the legs, they feel very loose. They don't feel secure at all. Foxy has a light as well that just worked and now doesn't want to work again. But his light is green. I don't know, your head doesn't want to move. I don't know why they have lights on the front. I'm not really sure. But yeah, design wise I like. But oh boy, you are very flimsy and you probably aren't going to stand up, to be honest. Oh my god, you did. Okay, you did stand up, but you're in danger of falling over again. Oh, you can see his ears just down here. But yes, so let's move on to the last one and then I'll give my final verdicts. Okay, so let's talk about the design first and then I'll get into everything else. So, this is Freddy. This is Nightmare Freddy. Again, design is fine. It's not amazing. I think in terms of paint jobs, this is probably the worst one. The nose hasn't been painted in. The ears aren't painted in. Freddy doesn't really have like proper pupils. The bow tie is sort of not very well meshed together. Again, like the little gaps in his like fur where his endoskeleton isn't painted in. But also, so positive though, this is the only one where his light works. So well done guys, it's worked consistently, which is good. Whee! But he's the only one where it's worked consistently. Yeah, not super amazing, but it's fine. Again, where it's not fine is I can't get the arms and hands connected. They don't want to connect at all. So that's where the problem is. And even the shoulder part that is attached, oh there you go, yeah, is sort of threatening to just come loose. So yeah, not super amazing, but oh well. I think the worst ones are probably, and again I am aware that I knowingly bought fake merchandise. I do just want to say that I am aware of that, in case people think, well, what did you expect? I'm aware that they're not official and they weren't going to be, you know, a sign of quality or anything. But I'm still actually kind of saying all that, they could have been a lot worse. And I've definitely seen some on like Amazon and stuff that look a lot worse. So I could have done a lot worse, but let's rate them and see what I think. So I think that actually I'm rating them in terms of design, paint job, whether they can stand, because I don't I don't have like standees or anything for them. I put them on a shelf. And yeah, just whether I thought they looked okay or not. So in terms of standing, the only one that can't stand up is the Nightmare Marionette. So unfortunately you're going to have to go on all fours. So that was my thoughts on the fake Funko FNAF figures. The mystery minis get here in a couple of days' time, so apologies if I'm not wearing the same shirt in the next segment of the video. But I guess I'll see you guys in well, it'll be a couple of days for me, but like a second for you. Okay, transition. Okay, so it's a day later and the mystery minis have got here. Now, while I didn't know what the action figures were going to be, they were mix and match. From what I remember, I do know what the mystery minis are. They are pictured exact. I just have a terrible memory and can't remember what I ordered. What did I get again? So, they are in quite a lot of bubble wrap. So let's get these open and try and resist popping the bubble wrap. So there are a couple ones here that actually weren't in the picture on the selling page, which is kind of interesting, but they seem to be made up of sister location stuff, the twisted ones, FNAF 4, and I think that's about it. So I'm going to open these up and see what we have. So my room smells all nice and plasticky. Once again, not really helping the environment with the amount of plastic that was in these. Like the figures, they were all individually wrapped, which I don't really know why, considering they were in another plastic bag that was in bubble wrap that was in something else. So not really impressed with that. But let's start off with, okay, I'm already holding Twisted Bonnie, so let's start off with Twisted Bonnie. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, regret is everything right now. And yes, the action figures did not smell great either. I have let them air a bit actually over the night opposite my bed, so that's been fun, waking up and seeing them just staring at me with their soulless, dead eyes. But I'm sure if I just air these guys out, then they'll be fine the next day. So this one is Twisted, either Twisted Bonnie or Nightmare Bonnie. I'm going to go with Twisted Bonnie. Actually no, you look like a Nightmare Bonnie because you don't have the extra jaw. So this is Nightmare Bonnie from FNAF 4. Looks fine. I mean, you can tell who it is. Again, the paint job isn't very well done. You can see from the eye holes that the paint job isn't very well done at the top. So the eye ends here, but the paint job ends here. So it's not super amazing on that end. And I think they kind of forgot what was going on the side of the head. So I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on that. But it's a bit messy, it's a bit sloppy. But design wise, again, it's not that bad. You can tell who it is. It's just the paint job is not very good. Next one is the Nightmare Freddy. And this one's actually not that bad. I mean, so this is Nightmare Freddy. I'm going to show you guys. There he is. I'm going to hold him there because he's got on his legs. So this isn't just a bit of plastic that was added in. They're actually the little Nightmare Freddys that are attached to him that come off and land on the bed when you turn around and they lure him towards your room. And I quite like that. And even, I think what's interesting about this is I mentioned with the action figures that there were just little bits of plastic that were hanging off. With the figures it doesn't really look right, but I think with these, because they're so small, it doesn't really look that bad and it just looks as if it's part of the design. That may just be me giving it more credit than it's due, but I don't really mind it. The paint job again is fine, it's better than the Bonnie, a lot better than Bonnie. It's a little bit weird on his hands, so again I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's kind of very, very faded on his hands, but it's not too bad actually. I don't really mind this one too much. It's definitely an improvement from the Nightmare Bonnie Mystery Mini that we've just looked at. So I think this is supposed to be Golden Freddy. Oh, you've got two different textures. That's weird. Okay. So this is Golden Freddy, apparently. Why do you have a different colour body compared to your head? I think this is probably the most laziest one. The paint job isn't great. It's very sort of lazily painted. Again, the head and the body are two different colours when they're not supposed to be, and it even feels different. Like the texture of the head and the body is completely different. Like the head feels really rough and a bit like that again, whereas the body feels quite smooth and clean. So yeah, I think this one's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. So the last FNAF 4 Mystery Mini in this pile is Foxy, and here he is. I don't think he looks that bad, to be honest. Thankfully the textures are all the same compared to the Golden Freddy. He doesn't look too bad. The paint job on the nose is a bit faded, but there's nothing another paint job wouldn't fix. And even on his hook, the paint's sort of very faded, but again, you can repaint that and it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any issues with this one. I think he just needs another paint job and he'd be okay. So yeah, I don't really mind this one too much, and maybe I'm being a bit too generous, but these are just my thoughts and what I think. But yeah, I think he just needs another paint job compared to the others, and especially up here with the eye on this side, it's very faded at the top. So yeah, I think you just need another paint job, mate, and I think you'll be alright. So we're going to get on to the sister location ones, which I'm actually quite interested in to see what they're going to look like. And the first one that pops out to me is the most messiest looking one, which is Circus Baby. This is Circus Baby. There you go. So then, what's happened here? I don't like this one. I don't like this one. The paint is very faded, very messily done. It seems like someone's accidentally put their hand over part of the face and smudged the paint. A lot of it's faded. A lot of it just isn't painted and just left. So again, on like the microphone and the side of the head, I don't know if I'm doing that correctly, but yeah, on the side of the head and on the microphone, there you go. That's all supposed to be painted in, and it isn't. And again, yeah, I think another paint job like Foxy could probably fix it, but I actually don't like the design. The design is a bit weird as well, and I think actually, whereas Foxy, I think you just need a little bit of paint. I think this would do with like a completely repaint, which I can't be bothered to do. So Circus Baby, you have not impressed me at all. The disappointment of the action figures. Funtime Foxy, what the hell have you got in your mouth? Let's have a look at you. So this is Funtime Foxy. I mean, the paint job again is not good. By the way, all of the feeling of them, the feeling of the Mystery Minis, apart from the Golden Freddy, which is a bit weird, they don't actually feel that bad. They actually feel okay compared to the action figures where you're a bit like, ugh, it feels like something's on my fingers. But the Mystery Minis actually aren't that bad. It's just the paint jobs are a bit weird. Which, again, I understand with Mystery Minis that can be difficult. They are very, very tiny. So I can understand that it would be a bit difficult. But even so, the more I'm looking at your face, we got some problems here, mate. We have some problems here. So, there's a smudge on the side of his face. There's a few sort of smudges and creases and marks and stuff on the front of his face. I don't know what's inside your mouth. Hopefully that shows up. I don't know what's inside your mouth or if that's just a bad paint job, but yeah. I don't know, maybe paint can help you, but maybe you'll just need a complete redo over. Which again, I can't really be bothered to do, but this may be one worth keeping. So, Ellard, are you going to impress me? Or are you going to be the one that... Ooh, this one's actually quite cool. Okay. No, sorry, this one's actually quite cool. So this is Ellard from Sister Location. Look at the back. So, let's have a look at you. I think like, where are you? Like Foxy. I think just a tiny bit of a paint job will help him. And again, the textures do feel different compared to his mask and his actual body, but it's not like weird. It's not like the metal parts feel dirty compared to the mask. They just feel different. I guess the metal part is more textured and more layered is the wrong word, it's the only one I can think of to use. But again, it is a different type of body that Ellard obviously has. He is like an endoskeleton type animatronic, so that makes sense. But I do think that, you know, another paint job would be worth doing, especially on his green eye, which seems to sort of come off a bit too early. But yeah, this one isn't too bad. Maybe just repaint the hat as well. But yeah, this one actually I don't think is too bad compared to the others. And I'm quite happy with this one. So, last one. Funtime Foxy. You're a bit weird. Now with this one, oh, I've just seen the back of you. Oh dear. Now with this one, I understand they are Mystery Minis, and this one's a bit complex because of Bon and all that lot. But I also understand that it's a Mystery Mini. They are mini, they're supposed to be tiny, so painting would be quite challenging. Again, however, there's a lot of issues here. There's a lot of problems here. Bon is very messily painted. The ears are very strangely painted. Like something went a bit wrong here. The placement's completely off, and even the mouth is not very well painted. So yeah, not too great to be honest. So I think Golden Freddy, Circus Baby and Funtime Freddy are the most disappointing, whereas Nightmare Bonnie and Funtime Foxy I think are okay but not super amazing. I think the ones that I'm most pleased with is Nightmare Freddy, Ellard and Nightmare Foxy, which I think, to be honest, they just need another paint job. But overall, they're fine. Again, for what they are and the fact that these merchandise are fake, I think they've been fine. I could have got a lot worse, but I'm weirdly overall happy with what I have received, especially for the price as well. I actually received quite a lot of figures and, you know, quite a lot of items for what I paid for, which was not much. And even for the fact that I didn't pay much for them, the quality is still okay. It's never going to be Funko quality, but, you know, it was fine. And even some of the figures can just do with another paint job, which I'm happy to do. But this was a very long video on fake Funko FNAF merch. If you want me to do something else like this again, or like, I don't know, like some people do like buying items off Wish and seeing what happens, like that kind of thing. If you want me to do something like that again, then I'll be happy to do so. But it was interesting to see, compared to the real thing, what fake merchandise would be like. And overall, I can't say that I'm disappointed, but I'm just sort of like, they're fine. I'm happy enough to keep them. I'm happy enough to keep them and display them, but they are just fine. But if you want me to do another video like this, or one to do with like Wish items, then please let me know. But I will say thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!